What's up, Barefoot Nation? Today I have a great video for you. We're going to talk about clumping bamboo how-tos. Don't mind that one because that's a running bamboo. Let's go! Alright guys, so now when you're talking about clumping bamboo, the first thing that you're going to want to think about is what zone you're in. Now that's going to severely restrict or give you a lot of options as far as what type of clumping bamboo you can grow. If you're in a colder zone like I am, then you're going to be pretty restricted as far as genus goes, and that's basically to Fargesia. So here in zone 6, basically we have a few options of clumping bamboo that we can grow. Now, the clumping bamboo you're looking at now is called Fargesia rufa. So Fargesia rufa is going to be a plant that likes to have shade in the afternoon, but is pretty adaptable as far as the rest of the day. They really don't like that hot baking sun. So you might ask, why would you want to grow clumping bamboo in a cold climate when you only have a couple options? Well, a lot of people want to have screening in a shady area. Bamboo is perfect for that. In fact, like a Fargesia natita, would be an absolutely perfect option for full shade because they really don't like sun, even in the northern end of their zone. So screening is, in shady areas, screening in general really, is an awesome reason to plant clumping bamboo. And I mean, besides just screening, look at this thing. It's just beautiful. I mean, you basically get this, even in zone 6, you basically have perfect evergreen foliage for like 9 months out of the year. It's spectacular. Bamboo also lends itself beautifully to either tropical gardens or Asian style gardens. So as you can see, a few months have passed and now we're into mid-December. So bamboo, whether it's clumping bamboo or running bamboo, makes a fantastic winter interest. And you can see that basically, with the exception of some minor damage, I mean, and we've had some nights that were 11 degrees for at least a week, and granted they were flattened by snow, but this is what they look like. This is what this guy looks like in the winter. This is what that 3-year-old plant that you saw in the intro looks like. So, and then of course my waterfall stays running all year, which of course is tremendous winter interest. And while we're talking about water, let's discuss a little bit about watering your clumping bamboos. Now, the main thing is going to be that you want to really water your clumping bamboos well the year that they're planted, and really the year after that. So I would say you want to deep soak them, so for probably half an hour every other day for the entire first 2 seasons that they're planted. And what that's going to do, especially since clumpers are so slow, is help to establish a nice deep root system. So something to keep in mind, guys, is that this bamboo that you're looking at right here is 5 years old. Clumping bamboo, especially the Fargesia genus, take a long time in colder climates to get big. So this bamboo here is about 6 feet tall and probably equally as wide. Now, bamboo is going to be shorter when it gets more sun, and it's going to stretch more in the shade. Conversely, when it does get a little bit more sun, remember not to give it afternoon sun, they do become more full. But let me show you some newly planted bamboos in full shade that don't really look quite as good. So these 2 plants you can see here have gone through 1 winter. So they're just now starting to get established. And really, bamboo takes a long time to get established to your area. The canopy over it is high open shade. These are native trees that have been pruned up to make a nice high canopy. So really, they have very little direct sun, but very good light. Another thing that's going to be critically important when you're planting your bamboo is the soil. Bamboo likes to have good, rich, organic soil. So you can see I've got a decent layer of mulch, of hardwood organic mulch. And then under that, They like to have a good compost-rich soil. Another thing you'll notice as I just dig around a bit here is I bury a lot of the biomass. Whenever I prune, I'll bury the old stems, I'll bury the leaves and all that. And what that does is it gives the plant all of that nutrient that it has in the foliage, which is how they recycle. It gives it right back to the plant as that stuff decays. Clumping bamboo tends to turn brown its first winter, or maybe its first few winters, as it acclimates to your area. So given that, as painful as it might be, you never want to clear cut your bamboo. You never want to take the clump and mow it to the ground as you would like a miscanthus or any ornamental grass like that. Because clumping bamboo is evergreen, generally it relies on that growth from last year to kickstart for the upcoming season and to make the shoots. So if you cut off all of last year's growth, you're going to neuter its ability to photosynthesize early in the season and get up and running for the next upcoming season. So that means that even if the plant looks like crap, chances are the stems are alive and it's going to take off. You just have to be patient. And that may be a reason for you to grow running bamboo instead if you have the sun, is if you don't want to wait 5 years for your clumping bamboo to grow to its mature size, running bamboo might be the way to go. Now, it does require maintenance for it not to spread out of control, unlike the clumping bamboo. And of course you still can, rhizome prune your clumping bamboo, but it doesn't require it like running. I mean, running bamboos can spread up to 4 feet a year. The only problem with running bamboo is if you're planting a clumping bamboo because you have shade, a running bamboo will not, particularly a Philostachys, will not grow well in shade. They need to have at least 5 hours of sun a day. And of course, I'll do a separate video on Philostachys. You may opt for a running bamboo if you're up for the maintenance and if you need that height and you have the sun. If you guys live in zone 8 or warmer, you might want to consider growing a larger plant like bambusa, because Fargesia really doesn't like to grow in hot southeastern climates. So that's where the really cool subtropical clumping bamboos come in. Behind me is not a subtropical clumper, it's actually a Philostachys. But what running bamboo gives you is the look of a subtropical clumper in a colder zone. And so now by now you must be thinking about containment potentially for bamboo, for a clumping bamboo. Basically, if you give clumping bamboo a decent amount of space, they don't really need to be rhizome pruned. I mean, you can, and you'd basically just do the same process as you would for like a miscanthus or any other ornamental grass, whereas basically you would divide out pieces. I don't like to dig up the whole clump if you don't have to, because again, they're so slow to establish. It would really set it back. So if you were to continuously divide or cut back the bamboo, you're gonna really neuter its ability to grow to full size. It is very thick rhizome, so you're gonna need to, it's gonna be a workout, and you probably are gonna want an all steel spade because it is such thick rhizome. Most cold hardy bamboos, they're basically gonna only spread 2 to 6 inches a year. All right, guys, I hope you learned something. If you did, let me know down in the comments, what was it? Even if you didn't, I want to hear your thoughts on this video. If you guys want to see more videos just like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. The other reason to grow bamboo is if you guys have pet pandas, they eat clumping bamboo. All right, guys, I hope you learned something. I hope that